16 members of the GameSpot staff, 4 generations of Mario Kart, 2 sharp-dressed hosts, 1 true master of the kart. The competition is fierce, the shells are spiked, and the roads are paved with rainbows as GameSpot proudly presents Mario Kart, Tournament of the Ages.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Mario Kart Tournament of the Ages here at GameSpot. We are in round 1. I'm your host, Chris Waters, here with Sean McInnes, my co-host. Sean, how you doing?
I'm doing quite well. I'm excited to see who in this GameSpot office is the best at Mario Kart.
And that's what we're here to settle today. In round 1, we'll be playing Mario Kart Wii. There are going to be 4 heats. In each heat, there will be 4 racers, and they will race 4 races, a cup, if you will. 1 player from each heat will be eliminated, sending 12 on to round 2 and Mario Kart Double Dash. Without further ado, we're going to jump right into the first race here. We're starting off with the Flower Cup and Mario Circuit. Gentlemen, lady, start your engines and let's fire this up.
We'll go ahead and introduce this first heat. We've got Marko Djordjevic, we've got Gaj Kulasingam, we've got Cynthia Weirs, and we've also got the world famous Thomas McShay.
I love you, Tom McShay!
We've also got our crowd behind us of
do.
prospective competitors that will be thinning throughout the competition, but all these folks are going to be put to the test on these tracks.
All right.
Now a note about what you're going to see here. They're just 4 racers. We're not using any CPU racers.
No robots.
And we're also playing on 150cc as it is meant to be played.
So we've got, I believe, Marko in the top left,
Yes.
Tom in the top right, Gaj in the bottom left, Cynthia bottom right, by process of elimination.
Now, Sean, do you think it's fair to say that a person's racer choice says a lot about them as a kart player?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So what does Toad say about Marko?
Well,
That he's in 3rd place?
that
Second
he is
place.
currently in 2nd place, that he's struggling a little bit. So far, Tom McShay is doing quite well. He's in 1st. Tom McShay probably has a little bit of an advantage because he just reviewed Mario Kart on the 3DS. So it's fresh in his memory, the whole kart dynamic.
He's in a Mario Kart frame of mind.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say. And he's out front, dragging that banana peel as defense, so those red shells are just bouncing off of his peel there. Cynthia bringing up the rear in 4th, but with a star, about to streak past Toad, and into 3rd, almost, but she's within shooting distance right now. Now Mario Kart Wii, of course, allows a bunch of different controller styles, and we see them arrayed on the couch here.
Oh, we do, yeah.
Marko with the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, Gaj and Tom have GameCube controllers, and Cynthia rocking the wheel like a true professional. Props to you. And here we are coming onto the final lap of our first race here at GameSpot's Mario Kart Tournament of the Ages. And is that our first blue shell that I just saw launching into the air?
Oh!
Yes,
First
it
of many,
is.
this is Mario Kart on the Wii. There's going to be about 57 more of those by the end of this race.
Although the blue shell's effect seems to have been negated by Chain Chomp running roughshod over Gaj and Marko.
Absolutely true. Tom McShay practicing my favorite technique, which is leaving the fake items in the pool of real items, which is probably the best way to use it.
That's delightful.
So Tom McShay taking 1st, Gaj in 2nd, Marko in 3rd, Cynthia out of gas in the Princess Peach.
Hit that
wheel.
tree right towards the end, and that
Yeah.
killed it, didn't it, Cynthia? That's all right.
And you're
First
suffering.
round, you guys are getting the hang of it. We got our points arrayed here. They're going to go ahead and go on to the next race of our Flower Cup here. That's right, we're playing Flower Cup.
Flower Cup.
Yeah.
I think that is the name of a cup.
Totally. Coconut Mall.
Coconut Mall, home of Coco Burger, which is a famous place.
Do you think
in the
coconut
Mario
in a
fiction.
hamburger would actually be good?
I think it would be terrible.
Yeah. Not just bad, but terrible.
Just truly abysmal. I would actually want to try eating it though. All right, here we go. Tom already in 1st place, dominating.
And picking the right side, knowing that on the first lap, the escalators, the right side escalator goes up. Will the same be true on the 2nd lap? Here's a hint, racers.
Literally no idea.
No, it won't.
So a little trivia about our contestants here. We'll start with Cynthia. Her favorite Mario Kart 64. Favorite character, as you can tell, Peach. Favorite course, Rainbow Road, which is the scientifically accurate answer to that question. Thoughts on snaking, haters gonna hate.
Now, Sean, can you
Haters
explain
gonna hate.
snaking to the folks who are unfamiliar?
Snaking is a Mario Kart tactic of less than stellar reputation, which is basically abusing the turbo boost feature that you get for doing like a quick left, right, left turn, and then just doing that constantly, even on straightaways, because it's really meant to be used on curves.
Yeah, you're basically taking your power slide mini boost to its potential extreme.
Yeah.
Now that, of course, is not really. It varies in efficacy from kart to kart, and on Mario Kart Wii, I don't believe it's a very strong tactic.
It was really most effective on Mario Kart for the DS.
That's true. Although we do have some known snakers in our competitive pool
We
here,
do.
and so we may be proven
Stanley
wrong.
Lin, Lark.
We'll see who decides to bust out that technique and if it's effective for them. Other ways to gain a boost here in Mario Kart Wii, using the motion control. Once you pop off a jump, you can shake it, and then you'll get a little boost when you land. I'm not quite sure how you do it on the GameCube controller, but Tom McShay certainly seems to have figured it out.
And the D-pad?
You hit the D-pad is what I'm hearing from him. Good sportsmanship there, Tom, sharing that with your competitors. Of course, it's easy to be sportsmanlike when you're in first place. Now, how are we doing? We've got a tight race for second and third here with both Toad and Wario choosing the down escalator to go up. Wario surging ahead with a mushroom. And now they're neck and neck coming through the mall.
Oh, we've got some boos in the crowd here. I don't know what they're booing. What are they booing? Somebody missed a red shell. Shame on you, person of indeterminate origin. All right, Tom McShay, another first place finish. Doing quite well.
Wario looking strong, but Toad is right on his tail. Can he take this turn tight enough to surge ahead? He's gonna hit the boost. Oh, it's gonna be quick! Oh, it's gonna be close! Mario takes it too wide! And Toad
all right.
dodges the fake power-up to finish in
Nicely
second.
done. Nicely done.
That was close. We've got a dead heat at second place. Peach falling deeper into fourth place, alas. But there's still time. That first place finish is worth 15 points, and it really doesn't pay to come in last. You get 1 point.
No, it doesn't. It does not.
That's like, that point barely even gets you anything.
It's the most patronizing amount of points you could possibly get. So, just a little trivia about our winner here, or the guy who won the last lap, Tom McShay. Favorite course, Mario Circuit 2. Favorite weapon, pooping in a swimming pool, which is interesting. Oh, sorry. Favorite weapon, mushroom. Thoughts on snaking, like pooping in a swimming pool.
Oh, okay.
I like my original version better.
Yeah.
Favorite weapon, pooping in a swimming pool.
That would be, I mean...
Which is like a really all-purpose, not really specifically Mario Kart kind of weapon.
Yeah, but you know, if you happen to inform someone that you've done that to them while you're playing Mario Kart, you're probably going to go on to win that lap.
The ultimate jive. Oh yeah, just poop in your swimming pool.
Oh, and we've got all four competitors succumbing to these tight turns and bottomless pits here on DK Summit. Couldn't make the S curve there. It's a tough power slide.
It is a tough one here.
Mechanic here. And now, of course, Mario Kart Wii introduced these sort of half-pipe boost ledges where, you know, essentially rather than taking the more efficient racing line, you can go up, boost off the edge, get yourself a boost, coming back down, possibly grab a power-up while you're up there.
Right.
It's a tactical decision.
Yeah.
Or in some cases, it's just where you end up
Just
because you're
plain
having trouble
hubris.
staying on the course. Now Gad is, Gad
Having a little
we
bit
had
of
an
luck there.
interesting little
all right.
interplay there as Peach appeared to powerbomb Gadge, landing on his head, but then his circling red shell got the best of her, and now she's in fourth with a star, screaming in third. Still pretty close here in the early goings of DK Summit, well actually about halfway through the second lap. And our competitors having much better luck getting around those S-curves, Marko Djordjevic excluded.
You'll get it, Marco, don't worry. Ooh, the powder is not someplace you want to be stuck in. That's actually one of those times when you do want to go over the ramp, just to avoid that.
That's true. Peach not exactly driving an off-road vehicle. Though I don't think
Really none of these
I don't think
are.
outlandish tire size really affects your passage through snow.
No, probably not.
And we're on to the final lap. Everyone's been through the cannon.
Tom McShay with the much dreaded triple banana.
So sorry, not everyone's been through the cannon. Marco super mushrooming his way into it right now, hoping to make a bid with those 4th place items. Now this is a Mario Kart tactic as well, Sean.
Just hanging in the back until you get like a nice blue shell.
Yep, dropping the items you're going to get are better further in the pack.
And if
back
there's
in the pack.
one Mario Kart game to do that, it is Mario Kart for the Wii, which has been, you know, to some degrees of success, pigeonholed as the game that's most friendly to last place racers.
Well, let's see how that goes for Marco here. Making it, can he make it around the S-curves? No, they are the bane of his DK Summit race. Tom McShay finishing in 1st, Gadge coming in for 2nd, and Peach gonna come in 3rd, leaving Marco behind.
Oh, out of gas.
Not over yet.
Out of gas.
Now at this point, all you mathematists will note that Tom McShay has clinched 1st place. The maximum amount of points you can get in a race is 15, and coming up on the final race, the 2nd place Wario can't catch him. However, we are still in a close race for 2nd and 3rd, and even 4th, depending on how Marco and Cynthia and Gadge do this next round. And I'm excited to see some competition here. This is a good back and forth. Good on you guys. Way to go. Don't blow it, because it's your last chance. One of you is going home. Figuratively speaking, it's still the workday you have to
Yeah,
stay.
there are still several hours left in the workday. But after that, you do get to go home. We will allow you to visit your loved ones every night when you work at GameSpot.
And speaking of working at GameSpot, Sean, consult our handy-dandy bios here. And
Okay.
tell the folks, in what capacity do each of these individuals work at GameSpot?
All right, well, we've got Marco here. He's the sports editor. We've got Gadge. He's a data producer. All the awesome screenshots and trailers and whatnot you see on GameSpot, Gadge's team is responsible for that. Cynthia is a community manager. She moderates you when you post pictures of really vulgar things.
And organizes pretty rad trivia contests.
She does. She does. And Tom McShay, who I'm still trying to figure out what he does exactly.
Okay, I know he plays video games.
Yeah, he plays video games.
And writes reviews.
And he does.
Let's not confuse me.
He does do that.
But he also does other stuff, like holding 1st place. But Toad is pretty close behind.
Oh.
Peach falling off, or actually Gadge and Peach both falling off that treacherous mine track. And Tom.
No.
Stay on the track.
Yep.
Getting some
Some sage advice from our peanut gallery here. Stay on the track. Which is...
Let's see how well they can bring those strategies
it's
to bear.
easy. It's easy to take that strategy for granted, staying on the track.
But especially, you know, this ain't the Mushroom Cup. There's a lot of places to fall off, as we saw in the DK Summit, and now here in Wario's Gold Mine. There is definitely some peril. I mean,
I agree.
anyone who's watched television or movies knows that going into mines is just not a good idea.
No.
So racing at high speeds through them, just, you know, even worse. Well, let's note here, Marco is out in front, coming into the 3rd lap.
And he just promptly fell off.
I don't know if
Marco's
that
still in
was
2nd at least. Tom McShay hits a fake piece of power-up item.
or
I
as
mean,
they're sometimes colloquially referred to
As candy.
Yeah,
Candy.
that's true. That's a
I'm
gem from-
reluctant to call them candy because that seems like such a, I don't know, bit of inside jargon.
That is a bit of inside jargon, but we will be saying some
Yes,
terms like that
that's true.
throughout the course of this tournament. Those of you who may probably haven't heard, GameSpot has had a long-standing on-again, off-again tradition of cart call, which at about 2:15 or so, we gather in the kitchen area to play 10 races and test our skills against each other. And speaking of skills, Tom McShay wraps up the first round competition with a sweep of his bracket. Now we're in a 2nd and 3rd place race here, although Wario is pretty distant 3rd. There's a lot of separation. I wouldn't be surprised if the current places are how we see this entire race pan out.
Oh.
Mental errors
Gadge
there
forgetting
at
that
the
bit
end.
of sage advice. Stay on the track.
Just
Stay on the
that's
track.
all right. He still has a pretty big buffer despite Peach's bevy of mushrooms. And we come
All
to
right.
the end of our first
heat.
bracket competition. Nice round of applause for all competitors. We have Tom McShay as Koopa Troopa, Gadge as Wario, and Marco as Toad advancing to the next round with Cynthia as Peach getting knocked out in the first round. Cynthia, thank you for joining us for competition. Well fought, and let's look forward to more of the same from you three competitors in the following round.
Good work,
Now we're going to
everybody.
switch things up, get the next group in here, and we'll be off to the races. And as you can see, we've got our second group seated and ready to compete on the Mushroom Cup. We've got Peter Brown, Maxwell McGee, Anthony Roman, and Marco Martinez. Not necessarily in that order player-wise. We'll get that sorted out once they get started racing. Gentlemen, started off Luigi Circuit. Let's do this. Now we've got a classic controller entering the fray from a control perspective.
Oh, do we? All
yes.
right.
The one that looks like a Game Boy Advance,
It's like
kind of like a little more rounded out.
Like a Super Nintendo controller had like analog sticks grafted onto it.
Right, and your thumbs touch.
Oh, your thumbs touch
if
so
you-
much.
if you use it.
Yeah. So
Now,
we've got some bikes here.
Yeah, let's go properly now. In the top left corner, we have Peter Brown racing as Waluigi. Top right, Marco Martinez as Bowser. Bottom left, Maxwell McGee as Wario, and those of you who spotted his Wario hat have no doubt about that. And Anthony Roman as Toad in the bottom right-hand corner. And we have bikes in the fray. Bikes introduced to the Mario Kart series in Mario Kart Wii. And we just saw some bike-on-bike violence right there.
We did.
And also some
Giant Bowser.
Waluigi on Wario violence. There was some talk of an alliance earlier on, but as we can
Peter,
see,
we had an alliance.
all of that has gone.
Alliances are not allowed.
Right out the
No
window.
alliances. Snaking is perfectly fine. Alliances.
If
not.
it's in the
Peter
game,
just
it's
drove right through the candy. Not entirely sure
threading
why.
the needle.
Threading the candy needle. Let's see if he does it again. And he fails to avoid getting advantageous power-ups.
which is probably a good thing.
All right. So Chris, I think you're a little more familiar with the Wii Mario Kart than I am. Why would anybody ever want to choose a motorcycle?
All right, so motorcycles do this. You can do this thing that we just saw Maxwell as Wario doing a moment ago, where if you press a button or shake the controller, you pop a wheelie as he's doing now, and it increases your maximum speed, but it severely limits your turning radius. So down a straightaway, and especially on say a mushroom cup, the wheelie popping, as you see, Maxwell has just wheelie popped his way to victory. So that can confer an advantage.
All right, Maxwell.
Big pop and lock it, Peter.
And we have the results of the first race. Wario and Waluigi going 1-2. That's Maxwell and Peter, with Bowser, Marco bringing up third, and Anthony finishing fourth as Toad. On to the next race, gentlemen. We can see here that despite oh yes, Waluigi actually. Peter, the only one using motion controls to steer his racer on this, the system that launched 1,000 motion controls.
Yeah, that
Is
sounds
what it's
about
called?
right, yeah.
Something like that.
All right, here we go. Second race.
Moo Moo Meadows.
Moo Moo Meadows.
A re-envisioning of the off-maligned Moo Moo Farm. Off-maligned by Tom
There's
McShay.
absolutely nothing wrong with Moo Moo Farm, despite what Tom McShay might tell you, because he is a known liar.
Waluigi trying his hand at throwing bananas. No luck there, but you know, the banana is also kind of the long game power-up. He might have missed his immediate target, but those bananas are going to stick around. They take a while to compost.
A little trivia about our contestants here. Anthony Roman is a senior site designer. Favorite Mario Kart, Dry Bones. Favorite character, Yoshi. Favorite course, Luigi's Mansion.
And yet he goes with Toad, a giant Toad, and he's heading right for Waluigi! And he gets the squish, launching him into second place thanks to that super big guy, Mushroom. That's a technical term. Oh, and he's got the mushroom. We've seen a lot of these big mushrooms this match. Not a one last match.
Yeah,
oh,
very
and
strange.
just at the end, Bowser gets the squish on Toad. Which just proves that old adage, squish not lest ye be squished.
Exactly. I have that tattooed, actually.
Where?
You don't want to know.
I don't. I think that's a lie also.
Oh, a little cow collision.
The cows, you know, as the laps progress, the cows get more and more comfortable with the existence of a manic kart race in their pasture. And they get a little bit more in the way, shall we say.
They're bold cows. Peter with a golden mushroom. Gonna attempt to golden mushroom his way to second place.
Oh, and he's looking good for him.
Yeah, things are looking good.
And there he goes.
All right, Peter in second place.
Again, it is Wah Wah in the 1-2 spot. That's
Wah.
a terrible nickname.
Wah wah.
And we have the same bracket finish that we had in the first race. Now, Toad and Bowser are going to have to do something because they are both...
Wawa on top, Boto at the bottom. Things aren't looking good for Team Boto.
Boto's going to have to make a move here because either of them could eliminate the other with a single race, and you want to start to solidify your place going into these final races. We're heading over to Mushroom Gorge right now, where let's see if we can stay on track this time around.
Absolutely.
Let's not have a repeat of DK Summit.
Nobody wants that. Mushroom Gorge, I believe this is the track where you do lots and lots of bouncing, which is not my favorite part about Mario Kart Wii. Bouncing, it's just, I don't like it.
What is your favorite part about Mario Kart Wii, Sean?
Playing Mario Kart DS instead.
I can see that, okay, yes, DS, the favored race of Kart Hall.
Yes.
That's a great one and one I've certainly played a lot of. Do we have some favorites here?
Actually, Peter Brown's favorite Mario Kart, awkwardly enough, Mario Kart Wii. Sorry about that.
I think his usage of the motion control is testament to that fact.
Exactly. He puts a lot of faith in the Mario Kart Wii and its motion control capabilities. Although he isn't going full bore and using the wheel, which is unfortunate.
That's true. I question that decision myself, but hey.
That might come back to bite him in his Waluigi butt.
You can't question the results.
You don't want to see what a Waluigi butt looks like, by the way.
No, you
It's like staring into the face of darkness. Well, I'm just saying. What?
It's a figure of speech.
Yeah, it's a figure of speech.
It's a literary reference.
His butt doesn't have an actual face on it.
Anthony going right for that fake power-up, sitting all by its lonesome in the middle. I think he's... do we smell a scent of desperation? Needing anything to get his way through? No, that's rude of the commentators. I'm sorry, Anthony. I believe in you.
All
and
right.
your ability to avoid falling into the pit right there. Nice work.
So back on the subject of people's favorite Mario Kart games, Maxwell McGee actually answered his favorite Mario Kart game is Diddy Kong Racing.
True. Technically not a Mario Kart game in name, but in spirit.
In spirit, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
While we're talking about Mario Kart having karts and bikes,
right?
Diddy Kong Racing had hovercraft planes
and
karts.
Planes that could only get about 2 feet of elevation, but were still technically planes.
You clearly haven't played that game in a while. Those planes definitely flew high through the sky.
I don't know. Agree to disagree.
Agree that you are
Potato,
wrong to disagree. Oh, and Bowser usurping the Wawa triad, and they are still going to come in second, third. Anthony in fourth, and just
all right,
ended in the pit of mushrooms.
All right, I think we know who's picking up the slack on Team Boto.
That's right, Bowser. Challenged by the commentators to make a move, and to make a move he did.
And he
certainly
did it.
has. Certainly has. Good
now
work.
we're coming into the final race. Second and third place, still kind of neck and neck, but I'm afraid Anthony is doomed to be the one eliminated. So really, it's just a matter of pride. Then again, isn't every Mario Kart racing round pride?
You could say that.
I did just say that.
You literally just said that. Because you can. And could say that.
We're finishing up on Toad's factory here, and we see that Wario has been afflicted early on with the lightning cloud. This is the hot potato item, essentially.
Yes.
If you don't pass it off, you're going to get lightning minimed and end up comically small as Wario is there. These factory turns, of course, favor adept power slide, because if you can stay on that boost that's going your direction, you're going to make much quicker progress through those turns than your competitors.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just try not to drive in the poop, which will slow you down.
That's true. That is a known conundrum of kart racing. Bikes and karts alike, neither handles very well.
Neither one have
Poop-rated tires.
poop-rated tires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See Maxwell out in front, pulling some strong flips and what have you off of the jumps. The man clearly knows his Mario Kart Wii mechanics. Oh, and his blue shell. And now Wario demonstrating the wisdom of my earlier statement, power sliding through those arrowed turns. We really got to pick the right one.
Just a little trivia. A little more trivia about our contestants.
Yeah.
Marco Martinez, also on our finals team. His most embarrassing kart-related memory is in a single race, he got starred 7 times by Stanley Lin. Stanley, you will meet in a moment, one of our product managers. A very talented griefer.
That's true. Now, folks, starring is not in and of itself griefing. It's
No.
a valid tactical move. It can launch you many places ahead in the race.
It's when you go out of your way to star somebody a 2nd, 3rd, and 4th time.
with the same star.
With the same star. When you star them from behind, throw yourself into reverse, star them again, and then repeat it ad nauseum until your star depletes. That is when it becomes griefing. Or as we call it around here, foodzing, which
another
is
term
difficult to explain.
that has made it into the popular lexicon due to a legendary kart racer, the king of all griefing, Foods.
All right, Wario takes first place. And Bowser takes second. All right.
Congrats all around. A strong game from Wario. He's looking, coming out of here as the #1 seed, which means nothing.
It's all about pride, Chris. Like somebody once told me who I forget. Sometimes just got to race for pride.
Remembered the phrase, and that's all right. Anthony Roman, unfortunately, will be going home, and by home we mean back to his desk, or possibly back behind us to watch the rest of the competitors. Thanks for playing, and good luck to all of you in the next round. We're going to pull the switcheroo again, get the next group in here, and race some more. And just like that, our competitors are arrayed and ready to participate in the third heat of our round 1 competition here at GameSpot's Mario Kart Tournament of the Ages. I'm your host, Chris Waters. Sean McGinnis, my co-host, joining me. Sean, who do we have in this round?
Well, we have Lark Anderson, Carolyn Pettit, Tom Magrino, and Curtis Saad, who are all about to race through the Special Cup, which, if you're familiar with this game, means they get the honor of racing on Rainbow Road.
That's true. Let's start the Special Cup up and kick it off with Dry Ruins, and we'll learn a little bit more about our competitors, and specifically who they're racing as. Lark is on apparently what looks to be a sweet dirt bike,
Yes.
racing as
Pretty
Peach,
sweet.
and also wearing a gaudy helmet, which, quite frankly,
terrible,
he's a little
terrible
overdressed
crown.
for the situation. But Luigi, player 2 in the top right corner, that's Curtis said. And Carolyn Pettit in the bottom left corner as Mario, Tom Magrino as Waluigi. Now this is all of these competitors' first race in the competition. Starting off with a Special Cup is a tough place.
That's difficult, but that's just the roll of the dice.
This is actually kind of junk, FYI.
Yeah.
We have some minor kvetching coming from the Magrino area of the
I mean, the
couch.
first heat got the easiest track.
And
That
now
is
he's
all.
saying
Tom
falsehoods.
Magrino is complaining that the first heat got the easiest cup, which is completely irrelevant because you're competing against people on this couch.
Meanwhile, he's
Not the
The
first
most
heat.
points.
Meanwhile, he's in first place.
I will say that Lark was the heavy favorite here. But right now, he's competing with himself.
Lark Anderson in 4th place right now, who seems to be more focused on doing sweet dirt bike jumps than actual winning. We should also mention that Lark Anderson reviewed this game when it came out in 2008, 2007,
Sporadic driving on my part.
2008.
Way to crowdsource that answer.
All right. Tom McShay feeding me misinformation, which he believes to be accurate. God
we
bless
are
his
all,
heart.
all these competitors are in a pretty tight cluster here. All pretty much within,
very close.
Really not what I want to hear.
visible distance of each other, which means anything can happen. And of course that's always true, but sometimes more anything can happen than others.
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes more anything can happen than others. Oh, Peach just turned Gigantor-sized. Which is interesting.
When it's
I hit my own gun! What even happened? Oh, I hit my own banana.
how quickly fortunes can change.
I don't know.
So Lark is wondering about how he just went from first into fourth. It was because your super size. I don't even know what he's wondering about anymore. We've got a lot of chatter among the competitors, which we like to see. On the couch, Mario Kart is like a well-known haven for trash talking and other assorted mouthiness.
That is absolutely true, Chris. Trash talking and Mario Kart in general tends to bring out the worst in people. For example, Tom Magrino, a little bit of trivia, once killed a man for snaking.
Deserved it.
Once killed a man for snaking.
He's pretty confident in
Boo!
hitting
Yeah,
that.
let's boo him for that.
No, he
Boo! Boo! Murder is bad.
Murder can be warranted.
I don't know if you folks heard the clarion calls of justifiable amidst that chorus of boos, but trust me, they were there.
I just out of balance somehow.
This is the third and final lap.
No good. No good.
And Waluigi's looking strong coming into the final turns, but then he gets stuck behind an obelisk. Can Luigi surge ahead of him? Not quite. Wins it by a hair.
Lark Anderson in dead last. I gotta say, I was expecting more out of Lark. It's a bit like seeing one of your heroes die.
Well, it's just the first race, so don't shed that tear just yet.
Okay.
But
have
Tom
no right
Magrino
to
did launch into first place despite your naysaying.
Yeah.
Now,
nice.
we had some casual betting happening earlier amongst the crowd. Who's emerging as a favorite? Who are we picking?
Marco Martinez. Oh, what?
Lark Anderson's the king!
Oh, we still have a Lark supporter, probably the last one. So this is a track that
Basically
encourages
impossible for me to
irresponsible
eliminate
driving.
This the spiritual successor to Toad's Highway, was
Toad's
it?
Turnpike.
Toad's
Turnpike.
Turnpike in Nintendo 64,
shit.
which introduced driving among traffic that is presumably driven by giant automatons sitting inside of these cars. This is Moonview Highway,
Moonview. Moonview.
or as we like to call it around CBS Interactive,
Moonvest Highway.
Moonvest Highway. Because of course the head of CBS Corporation, Les Moonves,
There's some pretty red vests.
wears some pretty good vests.
Pretty
with
red.
pins on them.
Yes. Oh. Stay in your lane. Another piece of sage advice to keep in mind when you've mastered staying on the track.
It's sort of just a more refined version.
Yeah,
of
it's
that
like
strategy.
like when you've gotten really good at staying on the track.
It could probably be
Make sure to stay in your lane.
come under the whole umbrella strategy of avoid danger.
So we've got Caro just got crushed.
Oh, the Cudo just dropped me!
Mark off the track and for the second time,
Caro-
still in first.
Caro seems to be in first place in spite of herself.
She really needs to stop making those mistakes to keep that #1 spot.
Oh,
Driving into
I've
cars.
never seen anybody get run over so frequently and maintain a vice-like grip on first place.
All that burnout I've played.
Tells you a bit about the quality of the
Finally took the bomb car. Took the bomb car to knock her out of first place. And once again, we have a very tight race here in the Special Cup in bracket 3. Curtis streaming up that left lane, passing cars galore into second place. A nice banked power slide, but now he's inked. Will he be able to avoid the taxi? Yes, but not the guardrail. Had a quick scare there as Lakitu came down, or Lakitu, depending on your
Lakitu. Boo!
and gave him the wrong way sign for just a moment.
I was just thinking about the time that Tom killed a man. It made me want to boo. A little trivia about Curtis said, one of our Game Guides editors, his favorite Mario Kart, Super Mario Kart.
Yay!
which is the accurate choice there. Favorite character, Luigi, as you can tell from his choice of Luigi.
Bearing it out.
Favorite weapon, triple shells. Triple shells.
Certainly one of the most strategically powerful weapons.
He
First again.
did not
This is
specify
embarrassing.
whether he prefers green or red shell.
Magrino finishes first and instantly begins trash talking.
Shocking how awful you guys
And
are.
once again,
I was like several seconds ahead.
all right, we've got some shakeup in the standings, though. Waluigi jumping up to a
Waluigi.
commanding lead. It's going to be tough to catch at this point,
I
but
can quit playing.
really, that elimination slot is anyone's game. Let's
Mario?
see how the
Mario's
next
awful.
race.
A lot of chatter. chatter
Oh,
from
you're
the audience
awful.
here.
Surprising.
The next race, a formidable structure in the form of Bowser's Castle. A notoriously nefarious track throughout all of the Mario's Kart. And there's this one, I believe, has a giant flaming fireball, as we just saw. Let's see if anyone gets toasted. I'm gonna bet that...
Magrino. Actually, I feel like Magrino is setting himself up for an epic downfall. He's built
It is
himself up
physically impossible.
as a tremendous karter, but I feel like he's got a pretty deep skid coming up. Let's find out.
He claims that it's physically impossible for him to lose. Not true.
Not true.
He came in last in both
Not true.
races, and Pharaoh came in first.
Although I will say this about Tom Magrino, he has proven himself skillful in avoiding the long arm of the law after killing that man.
For
Hey,
Snake.
some
what was
time
my
ago.
most embarrassing moment while karting, all right?
Now he's trying to get us to read the things he wrote about himself, but we're gonna not do that. Let's read something that someone else said.
All right.
Or perhaps tell the folks at home where in the whole GameSpot structure do these fine racers fit?
Okay, well, Lark Anderson is a product manager. He manages products.
Yep.
He is the guy who says that, you know, that link is red now, but I'm going to need it to be green. Let me go email 17 people, and we'll turn it green.
This is
I really like green lights.
Caro is one of our reviews editors. Tom Magrino writes news, which is often accurate.
he mostly doesn't make it up.
Yeah.
Usually.
And Curtis, one of our game guides editors, alongside Peter, who you guys met a little bit ago.
And we'll be seeing again in round 2 competition on Double Dash. Just a reminder, the last place player from this match will be eliminated, and then we will have one more round to determine who our 12 competitors are that are going to move on to the Double Dash round
Oh, that's not good.
of GameSpot's Mario Kart Tournament of the Ages.
So I don't want to jinx myself, but currently Tom Magrino in third place.
That's
Not
true.
first place.
Mark was in first, but he took a digger into the lava. Now in third.
Now in third. And we've got Curtis in first. Let's see if he can hold on to
Carol
this.
coming on strong with a star. You're gonna want to stay on the track. Nice job. And closing the gap a little bit, but will it be enough? We are here most of the way through the second lap on this, the third race of 4. The fourth one being, of course, the notorious Rainbow Road.
I can't wait.
I can't wait for you to be singing that horrible YouTube.
I have
Rainbow
no
Road
idea
song
what you're
throughout
talking
that
about.
entire race.
I'm definitely not going to
Be warned, folks. I'm gonna try to keep him from doing it, but I'm only one man.
See if we can find any interesting, noteworthy trivia about these contestants.
We do have a
It
document.
might be difficult. They're incredibly boring people. Tom Magrino. Favorite weapon, banana peels. Thoughts on snaking? Well, we already know his thoughts on snaking. He will kill
And
you
his
for it.
deeds.
Favorite griefing tactic, I laugh, and I laugh, and I laugh.
Not a lot of laughter coming out of him. He seems to be more focused.
Oh, balls! What?
And also exclaiming with dismay as he falls into some lava, I believe. That was some lava. We've got Curtis coming out ahead as Luigi, and of course, the end of this track is just around 1 or more corners. So there's only a certain amount of time for somebody to move into a different place.
The end is right around an amount of corners. Let's see if this next corner is one of those.
I think it is, Sean.
It could be... No, it's not.
It's one of them. There's more.
Nope. All right.
Oh, we've got 3 screaming.
All right. Lark, that was a tight finish.
That was really close
Little
finish.
unexpected.
All right.
Some shake-up in the 1-2 spot.
That's going to help out Lark, I'll tell you that much, mathematically speaking. Not like emotionally.
The competitors to
There's
look
a
at
lot of
here,
work left to do there.
The competitors to look at here are Curtis and Caro. Curtis with 17 points, Caro with 5. There's still some room for one to overtake the other, but currently Caro is going to be eliminated if she can't deliver a killer performance on Rainbow Road.
So,
Possibly the most vexing and difficult course in this entire game.
now this next track is it's a road. It's called Rainbow Road. A little bit of trivia. It is a place that you go when you die. It's like I said, it's a road. It's called a road.
Okay, yeah.
Specifically a Rainbow Road.
Right.
And I mean, it's pretty. I mean, you can tell. You will know when you get there.
Okay. It's you're getting kind of existential with your description.
It is a place that you go when you die.
You have fully adopted that YouTube song as your as your spiritual worldview at this point, haven't you?
I mean, it's a road.
Yes.
It's a rainbow road.
At least he's not singing, folks. Let's just keep that in mind. I don't know if people dare.
You will know when you get there.
He did. And we're all
Pretty
better
good,
for it.
right?
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
How are we doing in the standings? Curtis is up in front, having a little trouble on the edge there, but avoiding the pit of endless space vacuum, and that's good. Not so much that time. Goes right off the edge.
Now this
Seeing a
is,
lot of black screens pop up here. This
yeah,
is
a lot of falling off the track. A lot of people almost intentionally disregarding the advice to just stay on the track.
It is physically
Lark
impossible
and
to get
Caro,
through.
as if in tandem,
and then
flung themselves off
in their
Rainbow
footsteps.
Road.
And Curtis,
Yeah.
I believe all 4 of our competitors just launched off this
That's a
same
rough stretch.
place
Yeah,
in the
pretty
same
rough
booth.
stretch.
now
Let's hope they'll remember that on subsequent laps, though honestly, I'm not confident.
this is one of the more difficult Rainbow Roads in the series of the franchise because you have Earth staring at you from down below, as if to say, come home. Come home.
Yes.
You don't want to be in space anymore. And you're like, okay, Earth, I'll come home.
Earth to make a good point.
There's really a lot of, I mean, mostly it's the track itself. There's no big obstacles save these giant pits in the middle of the track, but big banking turns and what is I think is deceptively difficult, the convex road surface that
Yes.
just slopes off to the
Yes,
side.
that is tricky. That is tricky.
Are we even breathing right now?
Science. Magic science. We are actually.
Oh, that's right, we are.
So we've got Caro in first place with a pretty solid lead, I would say, actually. Second place, Lark.
Really taking on the call too. She knows she's on the bubble here.
We have Tom Magrino fulfilling his prophecy. Tom Magrino, his prophecy of just taking a huge decline.
Huge decline.
As I foretold
We've got
when I
1 and
prophesied
2
it.
made the same mistake that they made on the last track.
Yeah.
Luigi makes it through without speeding off to his doom in that section. Will Waluigi? No.
Close! It was very close.
Tom Magrino,
Into the final lap. Caro's persistence in this tournament is on the line. She is in first.
see if she can hold on. All right, Caro, you can do it. Caro,
Getting a groundswell of popular support, even as Luigi pulls neck and neck. These two competitors. Curtis playing the unlikely role of
Should I not choose sides along with the audience?
You know,
Because I was chanting Caro pretty hardcore just then.
you tend to get swept up. In
I do. I like a
very
good.
questionable.
I like a good group chant.
That's true.
I'm a big fan of
We
rioting.
can only hope that our group uses that power for good and not evil.
All right, so let's see. Caro back in first, playing as
Still
Mario.
sticking with first. I like. She's doing a lot of slowing down at key points
Yeah.
to avoid falling to horrible doom. And,
Right.
so far, that strategy has been serving her well. We're
She
coming
is-
into the final turns here, and rocketed off the edge. Incoming Lark as Peach.
Incoming Lark.
Making a tight turn.
Lark
Burning that red
just
shell.
botched that red.
And
Oh no!
Lark takes first. Caro off the edge. Kid Curtis Curtis come from behind and cements his place.
No.
No, but I think his third place finish is going to be enough.
Lark is literally being hissed at by the audience.
That is true.
That crown
And yes,
don't make it
despite
right.
a valiant effort in the final stage here, Rainbow Road, Caro is eliminated in the first round of our Mario Kart competition. Caro, thank you for playing.
My pleasure.
Well done. A crowd favorite. And now we're moving on to the fourth and final group of competitors. And we are now ready for the final bracket of round one in GameSpot's Mario Kart Tournament of the Ages. We've got 4 competitors queued up. Only 3 of them will go on. One of these gentlemen will be eliminated. As they start the Star Cup, we'll introduce each of the racers to you and tell you who they're playing as. So gentlemen, start the game. And in first player slot, playing as Donkey Kong, we've got Zach Edson. You caught a glimpse of his Donkey Kong impression there. It's that kind of enthusiasm that really helps these competitors get an edge. Giancarlo is player 2, playing as some racer that is not visually apparent to me at this point.
I thought this was a Street Fighter tournament. Where's the volume?
He picked Guile.
Giancarlo playing as Yoshi, Stan Lin playing as Bowser, and Van racing as Koopa Troopa.
Yay, man.
All right.
Yeah, man.
I think the crowd is already letting its favorite status be known.
Man, don't stop.
Oh. Okay. So the crowd is a little split on their opinion of Van. We're hearing good things and bad things.
Racing here on Daisy Circuit, the players will be taken out through this sort of seaside town, out around a lighthouse, and through some tunnels and what have you.
It'll be nice and relaxing, I think. Yeah.
It certainly does look relaxing for Stan, who is in first place with 2 rotating red shells, saying to all comers who would pass him, "Hey guys, I have 2 red shells. Maybe that's not a good idea."
Yeah. Hey, maybe you want to step back,
Yeah.
or I am Stanley Lin.
Well, there go those shells, and now Zach is in the hunt with 3 red shells and Donkey Kong. There we go, and he sends one after Koopa Troopa, successfully defended with a banana peel.
All right.
We're seeing a mostly GameCube controller crowd here, except for Zach rocking the Wii Remote and nunchuck, and Giancarlo, the lone biker, on the Sugar Scoot.
Giancarlo representing the Sugar Scoot, which is actually a name of a cart in this game. Or not a cart, but a bike.
We're not making
The crowd loves the Sugar Scoot. Let's find out a little bit about our racers here. Zach Edson, job title, Member of Team Produce. Member of Team Produce, which I assume has something to do with fruits and vegetables.
I think it's a reference to the bananas, maybe?
That could be.
Hoping to
Could
use
be.
as Donkey Kong, or in this case, run directly into.
Zach's favorite cart, the red one. Favorite character, Donkey Kong. Favorite course, Laguna Seca, which is an actual race course about 2 hours south of San Francisco.
I think that shows you the kind of professionalism he really brings, the focus
He does.
and attention he brings to Mario Kart as a racer.
And Team Produce.
And we've got our first place finisher, Giancarlo as Yoshi, with Stanley as Bowser snapping up the second place, and Van in third, promptly retreating into his shell and really raising all sorts of uncomfortable questions about the items you pick up on the course.
What is he doing inside his shell?
Or rather, who is inside those shells that you shoot at your competitors?
I have no idea.
You never
I don't
really
wanna
know in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Here we
All
are
right.
on Koopa Cape.
Off to Koopa Cape.
Another relaxing seaside resort.
With like bizarro tunnel with electricity,
electricity,
and
yeah.
giant pits of cliffside despair.
If there's one piece of advice I could give these guys, it is stay on the track.
If only you could give them that advice.
For the love of God, stay on the track.
Who will be the first to ignore that advice, Sean?
My money is on Van. I mean, don't get me wrong, but Van is literally going to be the first person to fall.
Okay, let's see if that holds true.
All right.
We
Gonna do it.
encourage all sorts of playful side bets and wagers here. Of course, gentlemen bets.
Gentleman bets.
Yeah.
Who will be the first person to fall off the track?
We've got a pretty close race with the distance between first and fourth is very small. Everyone heading off of that waterfall and down into the tube, along with the iconic Mario descending into a tube noise.
I think that's the sound, right?
Yeah, that's a rough approximation. Emphasis on the rough. Is it possible we're going to make it through an entire first lap without anyone falling off? No, it was Stan!
Oh, Stan! Good work, man.
Stan exclaiming with bewilderment as to why he fell off the track, though something tells me that he knows in his heart what he did wrong. A nice little move there by Sugar Scoot Veronini, that's Giancarlo's nickname, to stay on the track.
Sugar Scoot. You don't want to know how he got that nickname. But
It's a really long and dull story.
I will tell you.
It all started
He
7.
he was a member of Delta Force briefly in the 1980s, and an elite military organization.
Yeah.
Sugar Scoot was his nickname, his call sign, if you will.
There are only 4 men that know why he originally got that, and 3 of them are dead.
Yes. And one of them is me, who is about to be dead.
You got a pretty grim prognosis for your life there, Sean. All right, again, first and second and third, Giancarlo just dropped 3 places. This is, but manages to sugar scoot back onto the course, where Donkey Kong could not. That's the advantage of a nimble cart. You're not as susceptible to the tides, shall we say.
Exactly.
And again, the dynamic will change a little bit when we get into double dash and bopping, our colloquial term for ramming into another player.
Yes.
Takes on a whole new tactical dimension.
Van. Time to learn a little bit more about
Are you
Van.
addressing him?
No,
Because he's
I'm
focused right now.
stating his name. I'm not trying to call his attention.
Okay.
Van is a producer on the site. He is the one responsible for you actually reading our articles, which is nice. Favorite Mario Kart? Mario Kart 64. Favorite? Oh, keep it to yourselves. Favorite character? Koopa. Favorite course? Koopa Troopa Beach. Favorite weapon? Triple Green Shell.
I'm sensing a theme. He likes that turtle dude. Coming into the final here, it's Koopa Troopa first and Bowser second, with Yoshi coming in third and DK still down in the tube in fourth, banging on his head. He's a little frustrated, hasn't quite figured out, gotten the hang of his controls yet. Maybe, I don't know. It's tough out there. This is a cutthroat group, and right now, as you can see, we're neck and neck for the first 3 spots.
Yeah.
Of course, it's that 4th spot that matters. That player who ends up in 4th will be eliminated from this round and will not progress to round 2 of our competition to play in Double Dash.
Ooh.
Now we're off to Maple Treeway.
Maple Treeway.
This course I personally loathe.
Yes.
I just find it
Is it because
vexing.
it's too serene
It's
and picturesque?
that could be part of it. I really prefer things to be chaotic and just on the eyes. This whole like whimsical going through trees and racing around a giant treetop, just, I mean, is this an episode of the Gummy Bears? What's going on?
Gummy bears.
You guys clearly don't know a lot about Disney Afternoon. We're gonna have a Disney Afternoon trivia contest between the break, and I can tell you right now, the winner was me. I'm not gonna sing theme songs from Disney Afternoon, or else we'll be here all afternoon. There you go. Take that. Take that.
What? Oh, okay.
Sean,
Tom
Go to
McShay
the
has
documents.
just suggested that I read off a little bit of trivia about Giancarlo Veronini, or as he's known around the office, Juan Carlos Veroninos. His trivia is, no, I want that to be the joke, like The Undertaker is from Parts Unknown. Yeah.
that's what you get for writing emails to GameSpot staff. They will literally read them word for word on the
You
air.
write an email and it might wind up on the internet.
You thought we'd improvise something humorous? No.
Nope.
Just Reddit. Straight up. And this is pretty much Wiggler's only appearance here in competition. Of course, Wiggler, a drivable character in Mario Kart 7. Is that right, Tom? Drivable, is that a weird way to say that?
Why would anybody want to play as Wiggler?
Because you get like all sorts of bonus hands for
Bonus hands?
Yeah, steering, throwing items, eating a sandwich.
The more hands you
good
have,
point. They are feet.
the more surface friction you leave on the course, Chris Waters. Do you know anything about science?
Little. I know little about science. I do know that 3 of our competitors just fell off the course within the last 10 seconds. Stan succumbing to the concavity of that tree turn at just where Donkey Kong succumbed to it right then. Coming to the last lap, it's Koopa Troopa in first, trailing on Banana Peel, and hoping to hang on to it and really cement his lead here. Donkey Kong and Yoshi a bit far back, but appearances can be deceiving on this minimap because there is a giant cannon gap.
Let's see if we have any more trivia.
You have literally pages and pages of trivia.
But I want to make sure that it's accurate. Okay, Stanley Lin. Stanley Lin, one of our product managers. Favorite Mario Kart DS. Favorite character, Bowser. Favorite course, anything with a banjo soundtrack.
I can't quite hear the Maple Tree.
So would that be like
Is there
Lulu
banjo?
Farm? Yes, Lulu Farm, okay. That's a good choice. Thoughts on snaking, it's dirty.
Van taking first place by lots and lots of seconds. Bowser in at second. And the late blue shell knocking Giancarlo out of the air. Donkey Kong coming on strong, but not enough time to close the gap. Finishing in fourth and all but cementing his place. Let me clarify. Cementing his place as the one to be eliminated from this race. The next one, again, will be to determine which of these gentlemen will have the highest seed going into the next round, where that will mean absolutely nothing. The final course on the Star Cup here in Mario Kart Wii, and the final Mario Kart Wii race of GameSpot's Mario Kart Tournament of the Ages.
I can't wait.
Grumble Volcano.
Grumble Volcano?
Yeah, that's what it's called. Grumble, this volcano earned the name Grumble because it used to just be kind of a lowly mountain hanging out near some farmlands, and the farmers would complain if it was a little taller, if it was a little more angular, it would be more picturesque, and our property value would go up.
Okay.
Grumble Volcano, after millennia of this complaining, his self-esteem got so bad that he erupted into a volcano because of all the grumbling, and now it has turned into one of the more nefarious sources on this.
Did you read that on Wikipedia?
No, I didn't. But I'm going to put it on Wikipedia after this competition because it's gold.
That information was rich and compelling. Oh, fake shell. Yeah.
Stan hoping beyond hope that his fake power-up will stop the red shell, when in fact we all know fake power-ups don't stop red shells in Mario Kart.
Come on, Stan.
But that's
Figure it
alright.
out.
With the help of a blue shell, he's back in first place. Donkey Kong nipping at Koopa Troopa's heels for third. And Yoshi in a solid second, though he's got that lightning bolt. Have we seen many successful lightning bolt passes yet? Will this quick acceleration allow him to get to Bowser? No. And now he wants to stay away lest he get bopped by the big man.
Ooh, Giancarlo running into fake candy.
You know, try to avoid the flames, you get the fake power-up, it can be a tough
This is a tough course.
bargain to choose between one obstacle or the next. Sometimes you just have to take one on the chin. And in Yoshi's case, that's a big green chin that doesn't look very strong.
No. He's got like a little baby chin. Our audience clearly repulsed at the thought
Of a dinosaur?
A dinosaur,
Analog
a
having
fully
a baby.
grown man dinosaur having the chin of a human baby.
You'd think so, Tom Magrino, making a point about Yoshi's physiology. But he actually needs a weaker jaw that he can actually unhinge to swallow shells enemies and whatever else he comes across. Honestly, he's not that picky.
No. He will swallow literally anything you put in his mouth. I don't know. What's something that goes in a mouth? You tell me.
Yoshi finishing strong
All right.
in first place.
There we go.
A fair distance ahead of Bowser coming in third, and now it's Koopa Troopa falling into a lot of lava in these last few seconds. Donkey Kong feeling strong, coming up. He's got the super mushroom. Can he put it to good use and not die in a fire?
Oh, I don't know.
To no.
That's a tall order. Ooh.
Another great round of competition. This one the closest yet. Our Donkey Kong competitor,
Donkey
Zach
Kong.
Edson, knocked out in the first round. Thanks for racing though, Zach. A valiant effort. And these 3 competitors, as well as the 9 competitors who finished in the top 3 in the previous brackets, are now going to be going on to compete in round 2 of GameSpot's Mario Kart Tournament of the Ages. We're taking it to Double Dash, and it's going to be a whole different game. Literally.
Completely different game.